Rhyming to the top, hip-hop non-stop. What always be the main drop of Selassie's team? The cool leader of what you can't understand. Cause we running this #1 nation globally, galactically, understand within the implementation of what you can't understand within the #1 nation of what they're trying to do. What if I say something cool like you already know? I'm gonna save all you from what people do, from space and time within the ground, or what people can find within sign, within space and time, within each molecular code of how you actually know what they actually did. Broken down through place and space and time where they started from. You already know I got the Cahoot on the Columbine back then, all the way through all the rest of the people around the land, and what they try to do within the massacre, what they trying to show. Who could you be? Cross within the sea, what nobody know. But my intergalactic energy just keeps on going and going to what I know, so I pour out more. But what you can't understand of what's within the nation, from all of them, or every single person that I gotta lift up on through. The most resurrection of what I can actually do within space and time. If I could take a moment of silence and do what I do within each and every digital fit video reel of how I actually made them up too. We from Hollywood and Beverly Hills and back again. For all of them to remember what we're supposed to do for all our friends. From back then till then and again, from then and when. And that's all we're gonna do is keep on winning. And the main plan from God's light of what you see within the energetic spark from the sunlight of what I actually am, a code within the energy within space and time. The most harmony within a rhyme. Some people on the galactic garment, but nobody actually can find them within space and time. So each neurospasm what you read back within the lightning field of what you can't understand. What they got to believe within the upper hand from the plan, with all of them, from all the people within the places and spaces of what the movie director could point of view. And now she's planning right here within the space and time in front of you. The timing of what the American flag could say within each moon, whatever which way, what they're trying to say within the molecular DNA strain of what you can't see, within the wind of me, through the fiber optic, the static of what you can't believe. I'm talking millions and millions and millions of people that's traveling down many roads within space and time, because Black Lives Matter. But really, what's the correct point of view when the static is all they're trying to do through the GOV to the T, that's stopping anything that's evil within thee? But what's the first thing that's planted on my mind within space and time, like from back when they was running it again? If you can't hear me, it's like the ants on the tracks of what you can't believe. When the railroad keeps crossing what they're trying to do within the sea, being shipped in through the UPS, and you can believe pure code, no, not at all, but what they're trying to do within all the undefeated ones. You got to believe the ice cream nation of what they're trying to make. Molecular map of what you need to know, broken down to a visual through my eyes video of where it's planted from, back to here and again, all the way from back there within Fort Lauderdale. Are y'all understand what they're trying to make within? They're trying to put the cream within your voice of what you can't see, so they're mixing it in the DNA strain of what you can't even believe. Within time and space and time, you understand what the compression can do within the compression within the points of what you never knew. With these orbits you be flying in, because if you're walking up to me, you in an orbit, and the compression starting what you got to believe within the pixel of magnets within space and time, trying to slow down the mind, trying to define the rhyme, which we trying to find within space and time through this galactic glitch where we be, within that energetic code of stopping time within front of me. Because if you take what you got to see, if it's 9:49 up on the clock, an hour goes by, but it was only 12 minutes within your mind, what you're supposed to think within the sign, quantum physics within the map, or what I did like that to stop mind from time within space and rhyme, within what we are, galactic star, because the time is just a galactic code of what we need to know from beginning of space and time, save all resurrect, and that's all we do within our mind. All the people we just gonna shine, but the people that find the rhyme to stay not on time within you already know what they're trying to do within the wormhole of what they're trying to see, the energetic code of what we can actually be. The people that's trying to blast and pass and put it in the math of what nobody's supposed to understand at last. But what if there's somebody with the gas for air we're supposed to show where within everything that's going on within the molecular dream of what you got to believe, all the way broke down into the most top highest government that's actually watching me. And that's why they're letting it pour on through, because you never knew who knew what they knew from back when and what they're trying to do. Already you can see above me lighting up what you can't understand as a tick goes on in the nation. You got to understand within the 23 of them, when they planted them from here and again, from which building, from which who is doing what they do, security, you can understand. What am I supposed to do within the #1 nation, or where I'll begin?
That's it,
the real rhyme, the real charm, the real diamond's gonna shine and find them. You already know I'm just igniting that flame within the brain and staying sane within the brain and doing what I do within space and time to keep you all cool. You already knew, see through, or what I am within space and time, like the A.I.M.C. I'm a lock the dot within the spot to spot, within I can find them like that within the dome cap, looking over the map within each DNA strain, chromosome is the map of what the DNA strain do. From the pixel what the chromosome can see through, red blue within the fiber optic of what you don't know, how I see to what you're gonna do, think some more. So what you got to believe within the chromosome of what you see, always do, and what you need to know within space and time, go green within the molecular code of what you need to believe. It's a master plan within the air from all of them, technology gods within my mind's eye, because I'm running the sky within my AR, artificial intelligence C. And you can see my heartbeat in me, it's just a heartbeat of what I be with, and that's the line within the FAQ. You already know it's the line over through a UFO, and what am I trying to do is that my mind back into the intelligent CEO of what you got to believe within the imagery. You already know my encounter gods with the Egyptian of what you see. I'm talking taking the snapshots of what you got to believe, take a picture of what you see. I'm talking the film within save everybody, so the energy from there within the air, from back within what you got to see underneath the goddamn temple, what you got to believe within space and time, what nobody even understands within the rhyme. I'm talking Egyptian pyramids within the design, where they all go within the Khufu ships to go with, within the sound from base within the nation of what you can't understand within the gift of God, or what the actual cities they bringing in. City like Noah Ark, or what you can't understand within the book of what nobody actually wrote, because nobody actually took a note from the extra dimensional side to make the right rhyme within space and time to let them mind know, because it's about timing within space and time, gears crashing within space and time. And you already know my rhyme, automation, what you got to do, find from all city and everybody within the design of what we got to find. So if you could take time and take within space and time and find the gear of what they're doing within the connection of what they find, trying, what they're trying to find within space and time to the ground of what nobody can actually hear within the mirror of resurrection resurrect every single family member from there, from the art that you do, resurrect them up through, and what you got to see invincibly, hands go high within the static, within the moon, and what nobody knows what those aliens really planted there for. Can you understand cable broadcasting and what the colors could do within the static on through it, what the technology actually knew from way back when? If you can understand, it's like breathing in the best oxygen, and if you know me, I'm actually there within the wind, cause I'm the light within what you see, within the GOP dollar bill of what I know. I'm the highest fight God ever paid within Portland, Oregon, and I know. So what's the main plan within oxygen, and what we supposed to do? Pick up the oxygen from here to there within the energy, what you can't even believe the energy from all them within the air, what you need to know within the God's digital light planet right here within my space and time, so my soul can go through within light of what I know within the mix of what you can't see. It's like a birdie flying above you times 3. Infinity is the speed of what you can't see, but the thought goes through the wire can block the point of view of what they're trying to do within space and time. Is a real memory, what you got the big memory within the mind. So if I design and make space and time for you to find within space and grind, within the intellect, what you got to believe, whether technology within space and time. Hot seed, where we at, hot in the block, what you supposed to know within the mansion block, what we supposed to do. Shoot back within 5, what you got to believe, 3 trying to run the city, but what you got to believe is compression within those you can't stand it. You got to believe it within the connect, what you got to do, connect the point of view of, you got to understand the fact of what I know. It's like an orb coming through when you galactic coming to me within the digital pixel of what you can't understand, the chromosome of what you see, the compression within the node of what those magnets can do within each orb connecting to. It's like a compression to slow the mind down, but what they're trying to find while they're trying to design something wrong within space and time. The most harmony is a galactic mind. So what you supposed to do, search for the light all the time within the galactic realm, what we supposed to find. DNA strain of me from the past, the things that I actually believe that I be within imagery from the laughs and the smiles from all my family that passed, what's not last, what they trying to do. It's like broken down before I even knew within the time and space when what did they do from the time and space when they were making it up through from a laugh and smile within they think it's all going to be all for a while, but what they trying to do molecular make the main thing within the game of what nobody can see, even the slang within the name that's 22 years later within the think within the thought of the game. Highest #1 ring of what you got to believe is the ring, but nobody even sees. So 20 miles high within the sky, what they do is they dial in the nocturnal lights within the time of what they tell. You can understand, turn the time of what they're trying to do, reverse space and time, flip the night to day within the compression within the base of what I know within space and time, how I can flip this wormhole like worldwide and understand the map like that. Space coming back from the other side's point of view, resonant what you got to believe, making sound through the announcements as a compression to the tectonic plates doing what they do. Course grinding through with the gold molecular broke down into the snaps to sound of what I actually know is an molecular code of what the main goal could be. All the energy within the space and time through the sea. If you can't hear me like chicken time, what you need to know within the space and block where I could be within my soul, and they just let them go as I just reel them in. I try to find them within the plan, futuristic belief. It's what you got to believe within space and time, because I'm on the grind. What am I trying to find? Each and every single song within a dimension with the most universal map of what there ever was within space and grind. Because on the grind, what you got to find through space and time is the rhyme of the orb digital pixel of what you can't see indivisibly, and you got to understand me trying to find every seat from back to end of the laughs and smiles I made you up for a while from the past of what they did within the factory, what who knew within the candy they pumping on through within the vein of the color amnesia, what you got to believe. I said amnesia within the fact of what they actually trying to breathe within the nasal passageway, within the purest wave nobody actually knows what you're trying to do within the what you got to believe within underneath the ground, what they're trying to start with the seed within the sound, but you got to believe. God bless every single person around the light. If you don't do it right, what's they supposed to do? Ignite the light and try to stay sane within the game, but if you try to bring it back within the pain of what nobody actually knows, compression comes back around within the galactic wormhole. God intelligence see within the information of what I be talking and connecting to UFOs within space and time, futuristic realm of where my car could go within space and dimension what nobody actually know within the portal of what we actually trying to do, and that's trying to make it all the way up to the top of the cranium within space and time and how we do rhyming all the time into the lightning of what you can't see within the vein of each neural synapses of what and who be within the name of what you can't understand is the color of the thing, how the brain could work within the kinetic points of view, how the brain static actually connects to you within the information to the top of the cranium of what we actually know, talking about bringing in 100 pounds of alkaloids just to speed up the whole world within space and time, every single street corner unlocked like that, from here around the block to where within around the floor what you see. I'm driving in a Bentley, but you already know it's me because I'm on the side with you each ride with you each time within space and grind, because nobody actually know where I'm actually doing what I have to do within space and time. You already know I got the factory from them and back again, what they trying to do, flying in helicopters back to here, and then they just drop them within the wind, boom, what I'm supposed to see within the time within my mind, as the wind invisibility travels through my mind's eye, within what you can't understand is what you got to believe within the cotton through the mind's eye, as opposed to the sky. It's just the main plan of what they're trying to wire within for you to see. It's just the master plan within the game, what nobody actually knew through the energy, what the master plan within the eye of God can see. It's like a frequency, but when you see it's just when you believe it, what you need to know. It's like I took the cross up to the top of the hill, and what you got to believe, like the Bible biblically wrote me out to actually believe. It's just the fact that I was too can't believe in the fact of what they tried to do. I took the cross up to the mountain, and you can understand what I see through within the factory of what you got to believe, the light, the energy, and the code within the sky system, within the base around me, within the circle, what you got to believe. It's just the direct point of view. My cross is up and in the sky, but nobody's actually coming up too, because I'm sitting here down on the ground, and you can understand the sounds. Like, what am I supposed to do? I'm like, if I ever will be, and you can understand within the gift of what the #1 nation, through the light of the energy, Jay-Z, within the energy of the fiber optic running through the mind of me, the light is VOD, within the voice ayahuasca, through the sound of what I know. You already understand through each and every digital pixel, from each space and time, from each space and rhyme, within each space and grind, what the tether could, what you got to believe, smoke some kush with the tether trail people, and you already know from back then, like a portal through the wind, what God's oxygen is actually breathing understand within thousands of time more where's all these thoughts coming from through the Lord. What we actually trying to do, spin around and connect to another door within the light pixel of a breath of oxygen. You understand, and it goes on and on and on.
That's it.
All the way to the number one nation of what nobody actually knew. As I spin my mind up too and I start up this UFO up on the find of what you got to see within the dream of what nobody actually practically could try to design. But what you got to do is you got to see infinities on my mind within money of what I could do. A planetary sound structure of what nobody actually knew. A different planet looking down saying do what you do and try to bring it to who knew. And we bring it back to you and we metropolize your brain from the scene of what you're thinking with the scene of what you like to say. I'm talking about abduction and saving the world within each and every single day, within each and every single baby within the planet. Understand it, it's like that's what we got to believe. And you already know it's the demandment is what you see. It's the energy within me for you to see. It's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to bring it to next step. What you got to believe, technology right through. Futuristic sounds with surround sound systems within the sky, like a pump of what they got to do on the gas pedal as I'm orbing up into the mind's eye. TOD for me to design the sky's mind, and that's what I'm trying to find within what you can't see. I'm talking millions and millions and millions of people all around me. I see molecular God in spring. What you got to believe within space and time. It's like spring, and you can understand within the mind at nighttime within what we are. Star on. Now I'm the zap from the widest to the highest orbit that ever could be within the three wise men choose me, and you can see as I just drive within the dream, just leaning to the side, zap by a wire on the other side, divine the creation of what you can't understand. Digitally just driving within the light within my mind's eye, and that's how I can go around. You got to believe the whole dimension 42. You can't understand within the dimension what you actually knew from back then, from what the other side could do. Digitally reimprint everything within the chromosome of a map of what nobody can understand, like digital artists like that, putting it in the black of what nobody can understand point of view, because you already know the light travels through me and it'll do what it do. Dark energy comes from what you can't believe, and then time and space resurrects through the light. God bless every star every single damn day and night, because if the light with the space and time could be like a light round within what you can't see. The energetic code sparks through a molecular DNA strain of me, and that's the most toughest what you got to believe, sound waves that they ever could believe, and that's the number one nation. What we got to believe, shining all the time, and we're not a nation of what we are, combined space and time of what we are wrong.